Solomon and Gaenor was my first feature, and I spent a few years trying to get it off the ground and to make the switch from documentaries. I mean, I'd had a great time in documentaries. The first kind of 12 years of Channel 4 were fantastic, and I'd been able to, really lucky to make films about things that I felt really passionate about. But I kind of was sort of got tired of trying to find stories in other people's lives. I kind of wanted to tell stories myself, and Solomon and Gaenor was the way that started. I came across the story of the Tredegar riots when I was researching a series of documentaries that I did for Channel 4 about British Jewish identity, called A Sense of Belonging, and I immediately knew that this was a great kind of backdrop for a story. And you know, the sense of these two peoples in this harsh environment, in these tough times, and then I wanted to set kind of the tenderest possible love story in this harsh environment. The other theme that I wanted to be a part of it was the theme of hiding or hiddenness, which I think is an Anglo-Jewish kind of, the whole thing. You know, I was brought up to pass, you know, that I could get by as a non-Jew if I had to, you know, and actually feel proud of that, which really is weird when I look back on it. So I kind of wanted to make a film that was a love story, that explored those themes, that was a that brought the Jewish world up against the non-Jewish world. All my films seem to end up exploring political, social themes, and also with a very intimate story. You know, I kind of like the marriage of politics and sex, you know, and the personal and the political. It's good for me. When you make a documentary, what you're interested in is finding people who will come alive in front of the camera. And actually the process of casting, if you like, for a documentary is not so different from the process of casting for a movie. And actually also the process of drawing out, you know, a good story from that person, you know, is not so different. You know, and all my documentaries were people-centered, I suppose. So. And I'm a psychotherapist as well, so, you know. But I have been lucky, and it was great discovering Ioan and seeing what he went on to do. He was already beginning to do it when, you know, and we had a good idea that he was going to get bigger. And it's also been a joy to work with Robert on Little Ashes and to see where he went to afterwards, and the next film he did was Twilight. And that was really good for us, you know, good for him and good for us. Yeah. And it's a matter of some frustration that it's not available on DVD, because it came out on video at the time, you know, it was 10 years ago. DVDs didn't exist, which is unbelievable now. You think that DVDs are becoming obsolete, you know. So this is a rare chance to see it. So I hope people go, I hope we have a full house.